Sure. Good morning, beta. Let us try to come to the next topic of this one, beta. It is about your diffraction. It is about your diffraction. Diffraction is nothing but like an interference. This is also one of the simple methods to understand the interference, beta. Like interference, diffraction is also a basic phenomena which is associated with your waves. Clear? So whenever a light has been passing through some hole or it encounters some obstacle in its path, then it bends around the corners of the holes or maybe an obstacles. So this bending of the light around the corners of some obstacles or your holes is called as of your diffraction of your light. Is that clear for everyone? So like an interference, diffraction is also the unique phenomena which has been associated with your waves beta. And when the light is being passed through some hole or it is encountering some obstacles in its path, then it bends around the corners of an hole or an obstacles. So this process of bending of your light is called as of your diffraction. Generally, మనం school days లో ఏం నేర్చుకున్నాము? What did we learn in the school days? That light always travels in a straight line and it obeys the rectilinear propagation of your light. But sound is having a capacity to bend around the corners. Like say for example, if two lectures have been going around in two lecture halls side by side, isn't it? If one lecture is been teaching with the mic, another one is teaching with his voice generally. So the one who is speaking in the mic, if his voice is very huge, even the persons or maybe the students sitting in the separate room or maybe beside room can also hear the sound to some extent. వినిపిస్తుందా లేదా? Isn't it? Why? Because of that one, sound is having capacity to bend at the corners. So sound will travel from that one, bend at the corners of your windows, maybe bending at the corners of your doors, maybe bending at a sharp edges. If there are any holes from that holes also it may be passing, isn't it? So sound is having a basic property that it will bend around the corners and it will try to enter into the another room. Like say TV running in a hall can be heard by a person sitting in his drawing room, or maybe sitting in his bedroom, or maybe the person sitting in the kitchen room, isn't it? If the noise is been larger, the TV noise or TV voice can be heard by the person sitting even in the bedroom or maybe in the kitchen room or even in the balcony particulation. Reason for that one is the sound is having a capacity to bend. In the same way, when light was being found to be also exhibiting the wave nature, after a lot of research, they also found that light also bend like a sound waves at the sharp edges. So that process of bending of a light is called as of your diffraction manipulation. So I hope everyone is clear about everyone. So what do you mean by diffraction right now? Diffraction is nothing but what? Bending of light. Bending of your light around the corners of some obstacles or maybe a hole is called diffraction of light. Is called what? Diffraction of your light. So bending of a light around the corners of some obstacles or maybe in holes is called as of your diffraction of your light particulation. And you should be very careful that whenever this phenomenon is happening, it should be undergone or it should be make sure that diffraction is very significant only when the size of the hole or maybe obstacle is in the order of the wavelength of light. Otherwise, it cannot be seen. So I can write that one. Diffraction of light is significant only when size of hole or obstacle is of order of your wavelength of your light. Is it clear? So when you can see the diffraction beta, the diffraction can be seen only when the hole or maybe when the size of your hole or maybe obstacle is in the order of your wavelength of your light. So bending of your light around the corners of some obstacles or maybe in holes is called as of your diffraction of your light. Is that point clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whenever a light phenomenon, that means the phenomenon diffraction is generally the characteristics of the wave beta, and it exhibits by all the waves like sound waves, water waves, matter waves, etc. are the conditions for that one. So I can say that phenomenon of diffraction, phenomenon of your diffraction is a general characteristic of a wave. General characteristics of your wave, and it is exhibited by all waves like sound waves, water waves, matter waves, etc. So all this will exhibit the diffraction part. Okay, and the wavelength of the sound is much larger, so it is easily gets diffracted. అది మనకి ఈజీగా అనిపిస్తుంది, అవునా కదా? Sound, if it is been heard in another room, can be very easily be heard. Reason for that one is wavelength of the sound waves is larger, so it is easily diffracted, and that is one of the reason why we are able to listen the sound coming from the sources not in front of reaches right now, and even in the separate room or maybe in second room we can able to hear the sound because wavelength of the sound waves is very very large, so diffraction is very huge in the sound. I can write even that point here right now. Sound wave undergoes larger diffraction due to larger wavelength of sound waves. Okay, so larger the wavelength, larger will be the diffraction part of relation. Okay, now I hope everyone is clear about this one. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Let me try to help you out with the diagram. Like say for example, I'm having a single slit here right now like this. Okay. And I've made a small hole in front in this, something like this. A small obstacle right now. Okay. And here is somewhere here source of your light. It is producing the light in this way, in the wave nature. So the moment it touches this one, you know that light generally travels in a straight line. So if I'm not talking about wave nature right now, so if I'm assuming that light is always traveling in a straight line, then if this is your screen right now here, and this is the light which has been going in a straight line from this one, it should go like this. Okay. Another wave of light from this one, which has been coming from the given condition, slightly if it is bending like this one, it should exactly touch this one like this, and it should be gone like this one. Okay, and another wave from this one should also go like this one. Okay, but it has been found that instead of going in a straight line, some of the rays from this one has been even bended in this region like this, and the small bending has also been seen in this region like this. Actually, ray of light in straight line ainde, the rays should have been gone like this one, and this should have been the region of your brighter point. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు లైట్ పడి ఉండాలి, so this should have been the region of your brighter point. This should only be the region of your brighter point. But for our knowledge, it has also been found that some light is being found even in this region, right? Even in this region, the light was being found. Actually, light ఈ region ఉండకూడదు ఎందుకని because when the light is only going in a straight line, the above should be completely a shadow, but light is also entering into your shadow region and certain light is encroaching into the darker region, and this is possible only when the light is having the probability of bending. So it has been very clearly shown that whenever light is been hitting any sharp edges or maybe in holes, the light will be bending into your openings. Like say the best example you can see at the in a dark room, if there is a keyhole, if you see that from the keyhole, if a torchlight is being incident, the shadow of the keyhole is being found on the ground in a larger size, isn't it? So if the light might have been traveling in a straight line, then the shadow of that one should exactly of same size should have been fallen on the what do you call that one, wall on the exactly opposite. But the moment that the torchlight is been incident onto the keyhole, the light, the shadow of then has been found on the ground, and it has been with a larger wavelength or size in the larger particulation. So it very clearly indicates that whenever light has been passing through any holes or maybe a sharp edges, it will always try to bend. So that bending of your light is called as of your diffraction. I hope everyone is clear about this one, beta. I hope everyone is clear about this one. Any doubt in this one? So what is a diffraction, beta? Diffraction is also the basic phenomenon of your interference. Like in interference, this is also the phenomenon of your wave characteristics. So the wave, the diffraction is nothing but what? Bending of a light. See here I have drawn the diagrams right now. So these are diagrams I have taken. Like said, the narrow edge when the straight lines have been incident, it has been bending, isn't it? As the hole size was been decreasing, more and more pronounced light has been going in the outward direction. Here also see when the slit was increasing, then what is happening? The distance between the larger diffractions have been seen. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this one to anyone?
No, sir.
So I hope everyone is clear about the definition of your diffraction. So diffraction is a basic phenomenon like of your interference, which shows about the wave characteristics of the given condition. So whenever light is being passed through the what you call that one, small holes or maybe an obstacles, it will be bending. So that bending of your light is called as of your diffraction. That bending of your light is called as of your what? Diffraction particulation. I hope everyone is clear about this one.
Yes, sir.
Chalo, very good. Let us try to go for the next one, beta. So what are the points I can write, make it here very clear. First point I can say that light does not travel. Light does not travel in straight line. In straight line when it passes through slits of your dimensions comparable to wavelength of light. Comparable to your wavelength of your light. The bending of light at the corners is called as of what? Diffraction. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Next point. Around the shadow region, we can observe bright and dark fringes. Bright and your dark fringes. But the intensity, your intensities of your bright fringes, goes on decreasing. On either side of central bright. On either side of your central bright. Such fringe patterns is called diffraction fringes. Diffraction fringes. Okay, so I'll try to help you out with the diagram. Say for example, this is some obstacle anukunna. Say for example, this is some obstacle, and here there is some source exactly on the above surface. Here is some source. So when light is been traveling, when light is been traveling, it should have been traveled like this in a straight line and touches this above part and should go straight line like this. Okay, and the same way, if I'm taking another ray of light from this one, so this should be gone in a straight line like this, like this, straight line. Like this, in this region, all the straight lines might have been present. And that might have been seen on the screen, which is being kept beside it. So somewhere here, I might have been kept a screen anukunna. So on this screen, I might have been seeing this phenomenon. Okay, na? Let me go this one. Sure. Okay, so light always travels in a straight line, and this should be the condition. That means this should be all right now what better? Brighter region. From here to here, this should be your bright region. This should be your bright region. Why? All the rays of lights have been present in this one better because light has been traveling. And below region, this region is nothing but what better completely? Can you tell me? This region should be a shadow. From here to here, this is your dark region. This is your dark region, or I can say this one is nothing but a pure shadow. But you know that whenever a light is being touching any sharp edges, there is slight bending of the ray of your light right now, like this. So there is slightly bending of the ray of lights like this. That means light is also entering into the region of, it is entering into the region of your shadow like this. And in region right now we are getting certain bright points. We are getting certain bright point part of relation. That means this should have been your central bright fringe. This should have been your central bright fringe. This is your central bright, isn't it? Followed it by your fringes, followed by your fringes part of relation, and above and below part of relation. Okay. As you're going above, the fringes will be disappearing. And this one is nothing but a pure screen. This is a source. The ray of light should have been traveling in a straight line. Then exactly at the center, there should be a central bright. But for our region, when they were doing an experiment with this obstacle, this was an opaque body, opaque object. That means which will not allow the light to pass through it. The moment it touches the sharp edges, it is bending. That means light is also entering into the region of your shadows. Light is also entering into the region of your shadows part of relation. That means if I'm teaching or if I'm taking this one on your screen, it is been found that at the center, there is a bright fringe. At the center, there is a bright fringe. And it is being followed by your another fringe like this. Then another fringe like this. Okay, central bright and intensity of the fringes will goes on decreases as you're going above and as well as of your below part of relation. Is that clear? So this bending of light around the corners of an opaque object and an entering into the shadow region is called as of your diffraction, is called as of your diffraction part. Around the shadow region, we can observe the light, bright and dark fringes because the light is entering into this region. But the intensity of that one, what is happening? Better goes on decreases on either side. Center will be having maxima. Above and below, the intensity goes on decreases. Goes on decreases. Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Let me take you with one more example. Like say for example, this is your sheet. And there is a small hole in this one like this. Okay. And here there is somewhere your screen right now. Some screen is there on control. Okay. Light is been traveling in this one like this. So the moment the light passes through this hole, it should be exactly center like this, isn't it? And one more ray of light is also passing through this one, the small hole diffraction. So it is also touching this one. It is the region another one. And I can take one more ray of light from this one only like this. Okay, so like this, if I'm going on seeing it out, we are seeing that exactly the center, we are getting a brighter point and it is being followed by a small slits like this, circular holes like this. That means at the corners there is a bending of a ray of lights like this sharply. So we are getting a circular ring. So if I'm talking about your point source, this one is your point source. Sorry. So this one is your point source. Okay, and this is the source of the hole, very, very small. So hole is very small. Okay, so what type of fringes we are seeing, beta? We are seeing here right now circular fringes. Circular fringes of what is happening at the center. We are having the dark. As you are going outside, what is happening to intensity? Decreases. So circular fringes of your decreasing, circular fringes of your decreasing intensity with increasing radius. With increasing radius. Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone? So when the size of the hole is very, very small, so what type of fringes will be seeing better here right now? Circular fringes of your decreasing intensity with your increasing radius. I hope everyone is clear about your diffraction beta.
Yes, sir.
Chalo. The experiment which is given for us in the syllabus is, we call it as of your single slit experiment. Single slit experiment. Single slit experiment. Okay, that means to show that light bends at the corners, the scientist has been taken the help of an experiment which we call as of your single slit diffraction experiment or single slit experiment. So in this one, what is happening is we are taking a screen. We are taking a screen right now somewhere here. So this one is, say, for example, of your screen, and here we are taking a slit like this right now. Okay, and there is a small hole in front of this one. There is a small separation between them. So when a light is being made to pass through this one like this, so the light will pass through this edges like this. This should be the region of your bright region. So this is your slit right now, slit region right now, and here is somewhere example a source, and the light is going in a straight line like this. Light is going in a straight line like this. That means at the center part, we should be getting what beta? A darker region or brighter region. This should be a bright region. Bright region. And this should be a totally shadow. Above is shadow and below is also your shadow. This one is your shadow. Shadow means dark region. Okay, but you know that when a ray of light is being passing through any slits, there is a bending of the light of rays or not, isn't it? So if I'm taking the ray of light right now here, so it is being found that when the ray of light is being passing through this one, slightly the light might have been bended like this. Like this, isn't it? So there is a bending of a light at the corners of or at the sharp edges. That means we are getting even in this one certain bright and dark fringes like this. Okay, that means light is entering into the darker region. It has been found that light is entering into the darker region. So if light travels in a straight line, we should get only the bright region in the center, exactly like this. Above and below should be a shadow region. But as the ray of light is having a capacity to bend at the sharp edges, the moment it is touching the sharp edges, there is a bending of a light. So that means I can say that light is encroaching. Encroaching means it is occupying the region of your shadow. That means light is entering into your darker region. That means if I keep any object even in this region between this dark line and this green line, I can identify what type of an object is being present there. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Now see, if I'm taking the single slit, if we can take this one better right now, you see it very carefully. This will act as of one source, this will act as of one source, this will act as of one source, this will be acting as one source. So in a single slit, there are multiple point sources of a light which is undergoing the interference on your screen partition. So I'll tell you that one. So what is the first point here I'm taking right now? The slit size, the slit size is larger. Okay, so then what is happening? A single slit acts as multiple point sources of light. Multiple sources of light which interfere on screen. Which interfere on your screen. Clear, beta? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. That means whenever a light is been passing through a single slit, there are n number of your point sources which are actually producing the light. Like in YDSC, we are having only the two sources, that is S1 and S2 as of your current sources. Whereas in the single slit, we are having n number of your sources which are producing the light. There may be 100 sources, there may be 50 sources, there may be 25 sources, there may be 4 sources, there may be 3 sources, there may be 2 sources. So, but between the region of these two regions, there may be a multiple rays of light which has been passing. Here I have taken only 1, 2, 3, 4 rays. But there are some millions of the rays which has been passing through this one. So each and every point in between this one will be acting as of your source of your light. Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sure, very good. Let me go for mathematical explanation. We know that from the central part, immediately what will be getting beta on above part? This should be what region for me? This should be what region? Central part is the immediate game of Sundi. Will be dark region. This should also be a dark region. Then afterwards, after that one, we are getting right now what? A bright point. Here there is a bright point. And here also there is a bright point. Isn't it? So that means if I'm taking the YDSC of this one beta, I'm taking a free body diagram of this one like this is. Single slit was this one. So I'm just cutting the middle part right now like this. Okay, a ray of light is going from this one like this because it is bending the ray of light. Above and below it is bending. So here also from the down, one ray is going like this. Okay, even from the center, there is one more ray which is going like this on the screen. That means if the distance between this single slit, I am taking it as of here B. Okay, and this point is say for example A, this point is say for example some B, and this point is say for example of your C. Okay, now see if I'm drawing the diagram for this one. So here it is right now, this one and this one. This is a straight line, this is making an angle theta, this is making an angle theta, and this is also making an angle theta. If I drop a perpendicular to this one from here like this, there will be some path difference beta, isn't it? So this one is say for example of your M, and this one is say for example N, and this one is say for example E, and this is the ray of light which has been going. The distance between the single slit is how much for me? A to B. This one I have taken. This distance from here to here, whatever this region I'm taking, that is nothing but of your single slit particulation. The distance between the point A and B is say for example B, and I divided that A into B into two regions. A to C is one region and C to B is of your another region. And the ray of light was supposed to travel in a straight line like this, which was been making an angle theta. That means when the ray of light is bending, it is making an angle theta with the original ray of your light particulation. And the interference of your dark and bright fringes will be forming on your screen particulation. Is it clear for everyone? Now see from the figure, I can write sin theta value will be equal to how much beta? Sin theta will be equal to how much? Can anyone tell me? So I can write here right now from this one right now, Cn, I can write this relation right now, Cn divided by your AC. Cn divided by your AC for half the wavelength I can write. That means C to N is nothing but path difference. Kada? C to N will be equal to your A to C into your sine of your theta. Okay. Now what is A to C beta? From A to B it is B. Then from A to C it will be equal to your B by 2. So I can write here C to N will be equal to your B by 2 into your sine theta. So Cn represents me what beta here? Path difference. Cn represents me what for me? Path difference part of relation. Clear? So here if I'm saying that if B by 2 sine theta is path difference, if path difference between waves from your points A and C. Okay, and if this path difference is equals to lambda by 2, if this path difference is equal to lambda by 2. Why lambda by 2? From A to B if it is lambda, then from A to C it will be your lambda by 2 part of relation. Then these 2 points will be undergoing what type of interference beta? Destructive interference. So if the path difference is equals to your lambda by 2, then these two waves will have destructive interference. Will have your destructive interference. Okay, so like say for example, if B by 2 into your sine theta is equals to your lambda by 2, this one will get cancelled, so I can write sine theta will be equal to your lambda by your, our path difference B sine theta will be equal to how much for me? Lambda. B sine theta will be equal to your lambda part of relation. Is that clear for everyone? So B sine theta, here I can write B into sine theta will be equal to your lambda. That means for destructive interference, B sine theta is equals to lambda, or sine theta is equals to your lambda by your B part of relation. As theta is very, very small, like say for example, this is a region where we are getting the central bright point of relation, and it is making angle of your theta angular. Like say for example, from central maxima, this is a central maxima. From here to here, this distance, if I'm taking it as of your y, and this distance is nothing but equal to your capital D. As theta is very small right now, because even the ray from this one will be going like this, and it is undergoing interference, and this wave is going like now, and it is undergoing the interference. So if I take a free body diagram for this one, so this is your screen, and here is your slit like this. And this is your central maxima, and from here there is one wave which is undergoing, and there is one wave which has been undergoing. And this distance is, say for example, point of destructive interference. And this is, say for example, capital D. And it is making angle of your theta right now. So as theta is very small, I can write tan theta will be equal to your y by your capital D. Can I write like that one, beta? So tan theta is equals to your y by d. As the theta is very, very small, so therefore I can say that sine theta is approximated to your tan theta. So I can say that what is the sine theta value I got right now? Sine theta value is lambda by b, and the tan theta value is equals to y by capital D. So from this one I can get the region of your bright dark region. So y will be equal to your lambda into capital D divided by your small b. Clear for everyone? So this is the point of your first dark region. This is the point of your first dark region. So this is your first dark region, I can say. So this is your dark region. This is your central maxima. In the same way, below also will be getting like that only the wave. One wave will be going like this. The another wave will be interfering right now. So this is also your first dark, right? Isn't it? So the distance between this dark and this dark, we are getting what beta? Central maxima. That means the central width will become how much for me? So if I'm writing here right now, central width will be equal to your how much? Central width will be equal to how much beta? 2 times of your lambda into capital D divided by your B part of relation. So this will be your central width part of relation. Clear for everyone? Because I got the y value, and this one is also down is also y. So y plus y, that will be equal to your 2y. So that is a 2 times of lambda into capital D divided by your small b will be the central bright range. So I can say that for a point of your destructive interference, or I can say that for dark points, for dark points, I can write sin theta will be equal to n into lambda divided by b. Interference ki ikkada manaku bright point vachindi. In the diffraction we are getting right now darker point right now. So for bright point, if I am talking about beta, for bright point sin theta will be equal to your, this will become for me n plus 1 by 2 into your lambda divided by b. Lambda by n into lambda by b, if is giving a dark point, n plus of 1 by 2 will give me what for me, how much better, brighter point. That means lambda value raskuntunna mattam. So sin theta value will be equal to how much for me, for bright point, or we can say constructive interference. For constructive interference, dark points are your destructive interference. Destructive interference. So for destructive interference, sin theta is equals to your n lambda by your b, and for constructive interference, sin theta is equals to your n plus 1 into your lambda by b. And central bright fringe formula is how much for me beta? 2 lambda into capital D divided by your b part of relation. The first dark is being found at a region of your y is equals to your lambda into capital D divided by your b point of relation. Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? That means for the dark region and bright regions, we got the intensities right now. So as we are going from the central, what is the intensity? I told you that intensity will be continuously decreasing, Clear?
Yes, sir.
So what is the condition for the dark point beta? Sin theta must be equal to n into lambda by your b. And condition for nth bright fringe is how much for me? N plus 1 by 2 into lambda by your b part of relation. The central width is equal to how much for me? 2 lambda into capital D divided by your b, where capital D is the distance between the slit and as well as of your screen part of relation. I hope everyone is clear up to this one.
Yes, sir.
Dark point, bright points వచ్చాయి కదా, అందరికి అర్థమైనాయి కదా. So in mathematical explanation, if I am taking that for darker point, if the deflective index is lambda by 2, that means for the constructive interference, it will be equal to how much beta? Lambda. That means in between your central maxima, this is your central maxima, then dark. Where is the first bright will be formed? First bright will be formed at n is equals, if I am taking 1. So 1 plus 1 by 2, that is 3 lambda by 2. 3 lambda by 2 into lambda by t will give me the first darker fringe. So let me give you one example for this one. Say for example, light of wavelength 500 nanometer falls normally on a slit of width 1 micrometer, producing your diffraction pattern on a screen. Okay, calculate the angular position. Calculate the angular position of the first minimum and angular width and your angular width of central maximum. Try to understand the question carefully first. What is the question is telling? Light of your wavelength. Wavelength is given how much for me? Lambda is equals to 500 nanometers. That means that will be equal to 500 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Falls normally on a slit of width. The slit width is represented by your b beta. So b is equals to 1 micrometer. So that will be equal to 1 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meters. Okay, what is asking in the problem beta? Producing a diffraction. Calculate the angular position of first minima. Angular position of the first minima means what beta? For the first minima, for nth minima, first I'll try to type minima. We know the formula sin theta is equals to n into lambda divided by your b. So for first minima, if I'm writing, so sin theta will be equal to lambda by your b. So this will be your formula for clear. That means sin theta value will be equal to how much better? Sin theta is equals to wavelength is 500 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by this is 10 to the power of minus 6. And this will become for me how much better? So this one is 500 into 10 to the power of minus 9 into 10 to the power of plus 6. It will go up property. So that will become for me how much? This one is 5 into 10 to the power of your 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9 into 10 to the power of plus 6. 10 to the power of is common. 5 into 10 to the power of plus 2 minus 9 plus 6. That will be equal to how much better? 5 into 10 to the power of ఎంత అవుతుందన్న? ఎంత అవుతుంది?
-1.
Minus 1. That means that will become how much for me? 5 by 10. 5 by 10 means how much for me? 0.5. That means theta will become how much better? Sin theta is equals to 1 by 2. And theta will be equal to 30. So angular fringe width angle is how much for me? 30. Then what is an angular width of the central maxima beta? Angular width of central maxima. That will be 2 times of theta kada? Paina kinda. So it is 2 into 30. So that will be equal to 60 degrees. Angular width of your central maxima. This one. Angular width of central maxima. Ante idoke paita kinda kostundi, ikkada okati ostundi. So this total angle here it is also your theta. So theta and theta that will be equal to your 2 theta part of relation. So the answer will be equal to 60 degrees for the angular fringe width of central maxima. And for the first one, it is equal to how much for me? 30 degrees. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure, very good. ఇది ఓన్లీ ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ మాత్రమే నా డెఫినేషన్ మాత్రమే చెప్తాను ఇంకా మనకు చాలా ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఉంది ఇంట్లో సో విల్ ట్రై టు గో ఫర్ ద ఇన్ డెప్త్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ అబౌట్ యువర్ diffraction in the tomorrow section of your class. So I have given you a rough idea what do you mean by diffraction. So diffraction in sound is more compared to the light, and to see the diffraction in the light the wavelength of this one should be comparable to the wavelength of your slits part of relation. That is a basic condition, and whatever the formula we got in the interference that is exactly opposite here. We got a maxima for your n lambda there. We'll be getting the minima in the diffraction at your n lambda. Like this, we need to take. And wherever we are getting the destructive interference and interference, here we'll be getting your constructive interference in the diffraction part. Sure. Next question, Rando sir. So, for example, light of your frequency. Light of your frequency 25 gigahertz. 25 gigahertz. Is incident normally on a rectangular slit of width 4 centimeters. Calculate the angular width of the central maxima of diffraction. Okay, this is a given condition. The data is given for me, light of frequency. So frequency is given for me. Frequency is equals to 25 gigahertz. That means there is a 25 into 1 giga is 10 to the power of 9 hertz. And slit width is given how much for me? Slit width means B. B is given as of your 4 centimeters. That will be 4 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. Angular central fringe width will be equal to how much better? Angular width of central maxima. And the 2 times of theta, na? And then, and theta is very small. That means that can be written as out what better? Sin theta is equals to your lambda by b. Theta is very small property. Theta is equals to lambda by b. That means this will be equal to 2 into lambda divided by b. And we also know that v is equals to your frequency into lambda. That means lambda is equals to your here velocity of light property. This v I am taking it as of your c. So it is c by your lambda rasamanga, c by your frequency f. That means angular fringe width will become how much for me better? So this will become for that is equals to 2. Lambda is equals to C divided by your B into your F. So this will be your B into your frequency of your F. Okay, so that is equals to 2. Velocity of light is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 divided by B value is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 2 into frequency is 25 into 10 to the power of 9. See how much I'm getting this one better. I'll write first powers. 2 3s are 6 into 10 to the power of 8 into 10 to the power of plus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by this one is nothing but 4 into your 25. Okay, so try to simplify it, we'll get the answer for this one. 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are. So this 3 by 2, 3 by 2 is nothing but 1.5. So it is 1.5 divided by your 25 into ఈ పవర్స్ మొత్తం ఎంత వస్తుందన్న 8 9 10 10 నుంచి minus 1 తీసేయండి, so that will be equal to your 1. So that will be equal to 1.5 is nothing but 15 by 10 అంతేనా, 15 by 10 into 25 into your 10 ఇది వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. So it is 15 by 25. 15 by 25 is how much better?
0.6.
0.6. This will be 0.6 radians. అంతే కదా, theta కాబట్టి units will be equal to your radians. Is that clear for everyone? Okay, so what is the basic conditions we got right now today? What do you mean by the diffraction and how it is happening? So diffraction is nothing but what? The process of the bending of the light at the corners is known as of your diffraction. Sound waves undergoes a larger diffraction due to the larger wavelength of your sound waves. Okay, so some of the applications I have given to it, just try to go through it. If you are having NCERT, so give you a study related to your NCERT. So in this one, the basic experiment which is given in our syllabus is single slit experiment. So for the single slit experiment, we got a condition for destructive interference. For destructive interference, sin theta is lambda by b, and for constructive interference, sin theta is n plus 1 by 2 into your lambda by your b part of relation. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then take care, beta. Bye. I need to give the host kada. Sorry. Madam. Yeah, got it.